Alright, this is a tutorial on, well, basically an explanation on how I turned a Christmas gift for my brother. It's a jump rope. So here's the sketch. I bailed on the crisscross because that was too much of a hassle to glue up prior to turning. Didn't really care for that inlay either. And you'll see what these are in a second. It's an oblique glue up. So yeah, bailed on that because I don't necessarily have the tools and the equipment to be able to do it. So the jump rope, it's going to be nylon. I think it's 3/8. I forget what the hell it is, but 3/8 rope, 9 feet of it because he's a short guy. These I also do metalwork, blacksmithing as a hobby, and these are candlestick votive holders, not votive holders, candlestick holders, and these are going to be the ferrules for the rope to go through. And oddly, the rope fits perfectly through there. And this was a pre-measurement sketch, so it's going to look something like so. In order to make the rope function properly, I want it to be able to swivel inside there, so hence the gap here. So the rope's going to flow inside there, and I'm going to put a washer inside each one of them. And the rope is going to have a pin, 2 pins, and I'll probably show that later in the video. I'll push a piece of metal through, basically probably across, just enough to catch on that on this washer and be able to not pull through the hole. And then I've got that plasti dip, which is like a tool handle dip, rubber. I'm going to plasti dip the very end. You know, this will be melted, so it won't look so crappy. But cut it off, melt it, put the metal pins through once it's strung through, and then dip in the plasti dip to kind of seal those pins in, as well as give it some grip so that when it's in here, it'll want to catch on that washer, but it will still ride for the washer and between the washer and the cup. It'll ride freely. So here's the glue up. Scrap cherry, friend gave me. You probably can't see it, but there's a walnut veneer, and then a thin strip of, I think it's what, 1/4 inch oak, and then a walnut veneer and cherry. So basically I cut the cherry to size, cut it oblique, glued the veneer onto the oak, clamped that up tighter than Kelsey's nuts, glued it up, clamped it in here. So here's an oblique, and I forget the gentleman's name, but there's a guy on YouTube. If you type in oblique glue up, it gives you a pointer on this, which just came in handy. Basically the gist of it is you need to be able to glue perpendicular to the glue joint. So I just laid this over these 2 pieces of board, cut out for this, and then, you know, sanded off this edge to give me just a square blank. And where I'm at now with the first one is, so here it is. This was turned true, and some marks, obviously some just template lines. You know, I figured out, held the line up. I should have kind of a scribe board or something that has half the profile of what's going on to here. But I just held the drawing up and then marked where my ends are, gave myself some reference points here, you know, where I want to be. I've got calipers here, so I'll kind of rough it in with calipers. Again, it's going to be a jump rope, so you kind of want it to be even for both hands. One thicker than the other. It's probably not going to focus. Focus. There it is. So there's your oak and cherry veneer, which glued up pretty nice. And I think I'm going to use, I think it's Carl Jacobson. He does mineral oil paste wax mix. I'm going to give that a go. I don't know if I should be using something else, spar varnish or something to, my brother's got pretty clammy hands, sweaty palms, so I don't know if he's a workout nut, hence why I'm doing this, but clammy hands, so I don't know if it's good to be doing paste wax and mineral oil, but I'm really pleased with how that veneer / oak laid out and glued up. So there's the turned blank, and now it's ready to go. So unfortunately I can't hold the camera. I don't have a rig yet so I can hold the camera, but I will turn this down and give you an update. Okay, here's the rough turning, similar to the picture, I suppose, as true as can be. Used a set of calipers, inside calipers, to figure out what the size of the cup to go on the rope was, and then used some outside calipers that actually, I've changed the size for that. But used a set of calipers to figure out where I need that to be, because I'm going to pin that with some little brass tacks. And then just compared along the way down with the calipers to where I wanted to be. Used the what is it? Parting chisel to kind of get where I need to be at the various locations, and then you blend them all. I blended them all with the roughing gouge, which, you know, there's enough turning videos on YouTube. This is more of just kind of a project idea. So that's that skew, and it ended up looking pretty good. Turned like that. There was a little gouge there, but I'm hoping that I can sand that out. So it's kind of rough. You can see some of the ribs still. I'm 100% a novice turner, so I'm hoping to maybe be able to turn or sand that out. So just finishing up buffing, getting the excess paste wax off. That's the way she turned out. But that looks nice. Shined right up to 400 grit with the paste wax from 220 to 400. So it shines it up nice. Enough, again, good enough for government work. And that'll work nicely. So we'll cut it off. I'll cut it off with a Japanese saw, finish the end up by hand. And I'm not going to bother showing you the other one. You get the gist. I'll show you how I rig up the rope. Alright.